you ready? Of course I'm ready. Are you ready? You know I'm always ready.
I think the big question is,
Are you ready? Time, bitch.
Fred's house is more than a trend.
Come taste my meatballs.
Sorry, Dad. Please watch that.
For the thousands in attendance.
Welcome to Fred's house. Fred's house. Fred's house. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Fred's house. And today we got my good buddy here. He's a teacher, a streamer who plays games and does all this fun stuff, Mr. Drizzle531.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the podcast, buddy. So
Appreciate it.
I've been wanting to get him on for a long time already, man. And finally we made it happen. And it's because the whole streaming stuff is like really cool to me, man. Like just you get to do fun stuff, man.
Yeah,
play
dude.
video games, bro.
It's a dream, man, for real. I mean, honestly, I don't make that much money off of it. But I've played games since I was little, and I told my wife, I've never had we had Xbox, we had PlayStation, we had Super Nintendo, whatever, right? But as a kid growing up, I never had a PC, like a good PC.
Yeah, and that's cool you said PC, because like I was about to say, like what I do is I play Xbox.
Yeah.
I play PlayStation, Madden, and
Yeah.
like what we're talking about with my son right now is just Gears of War and things like that. But I'm not PC. I don't understand. Like to me it seems like a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. No, so what happened is my wife, she sells insurance, right? So she buys these PCs for the office, and they're not great. They're like office PCs. They're not like, they don't have super great specs or whatever. She's like, I have an extra one. You want to take it home? I was like, yeah, sure. And then it was during COVID. So I had all my school stuff at home. So I had like an extra monitor and stuff. So I'm setting that up, right? And, I'm trying to play games off it, but it's like, it's an office PC. It's not going to work, right? So I said, you know what? I'm going to connect my Xbox to the monitor.
Okay.
And then I realized that now you can just stream straight off of your Xbox, right? So you just connect the webcam on it, and it'll get your picture. You can't really like customize it the way you want it. It's just kind of like the game with your camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I started. And I was like, you know what? I'm like the computer will at least run Twitch, right? It'll run.
Yeah.
I can at least look at chat and and mess around. And so I kind of just started like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build a PC. I'm gonna like something good where I don't even need the Xbox.
Yeah.
So just slowly, my wife was like, well, what do you need? And I was kind of like, I made a list. I use this website called PC Part Picker, and you kind of just pick all the stuff that you need, and it'll tell you like if it's going to work, if all that stuff's compatible, and then you can just start ordering stuff. So my wife one Christmas bought me the power supply, and what else? There was one more thing. Oh, the cooler for the inside of the PC. And that was like Christmas, like 2021 or something. And then like my birthday the next year, I got something else. And then slowly I just kind of like got everything. And then it was, I think, summer of 22, or maybe, summer of 22, or maybe it was summer 20. I don't remember. But I had everything. And I said, you know what? Let's go. And I just watched a couple YouTube videos, put everything together. Didn't work. I was like, fuck.
Damn.
Dude. It didn't work. I was like, what the hell did I do wrong, dude? I was looking at forums and YouTube videos. I don't know what I did. Well, it turns out the power supply was faulty that I had bought.
Oh,
so I had to like test it with a paper clip, and I was doing all this crazy stuff. And I just put it back in the box, and I went back to Best Buy, and I just returned it. I didn't tell them anything. I was like, I'm just returning it. I didn't need it after all. And they gave it back to me, and I was like, I'm not going to buy another one here. It's going to be super obvious. So I went home and I bought it on Amazon. Came a couple of days later, and sure enough, that won't work. So ever since then, I've been on PC. I don't do keyboard and mouse, though. I know.
That's what I was gonna say, because I don't understand how people play with the keyboard and the mouse.
Well, there's some games that I will play keyboard and mouse. Like I'm playing one called My Time at Sandrock right now. It's like a real chill, like I don't know. It's like a farming it's like a simulation game. So it's not like high intense like first person shooter where I have to be real quick and so I play that one keyboard and mouse. But I know that if I try to play like Halo's my game. I've been playing Halo since 2003, like when the first one came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I played, Halo 2 when Xbox Live first came out, and Halo 3. And I kind of took a break with Halo 4 and Halo 5 because that's when I was, my girls were born and I didn't have time for gaming.
Yeah.
And but I know that if I play that game on keyboard and mouse, I'm gonna suck.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be as good as I am with a control.
Uh-huh.
So that one, I just plug in my control to the computer and I play with my controller.
And there you go.
Because I can't, and I don't have the patience to learn. And people will tell me coming in stream sometimes, you play keyboard and mouse? I'm like, no, I play on controller. It's like, wow, it's not bad for a controller because the movement's pretty quick. But I'm like, they're like, yeah, you should try keyboard and mouse. You'd probably be pretty good at it. But I don't have the patience, man. I know that I'm gonna suck, and I know that I'm better with control, so I don't even try.
Yeah.
I don't even try. It's time consuming for me, and I don't have the time to do it. So.
I get you. That's crazy, man. And you kind of like just answered the question that I was gonna ask you right now is how did you get into it? So I mean that's really cool. And the fact that like so before you were streaming, you were just playing games already at home.
Yeah, I always played. Halo, I always played. And like I said, I had my girls and they were already at a certain age where they didn't need a whole lot of attention anymore. Like I didn't have to be there
yeah.
over them 24/7. And so I just started playing again. And I was always into like Guitar Hero as well. And
Yeah.
and with the PC, there's Clone Hero. Like it's a whole different program that you can download, and you can download every single
Really?
Guitar Hero song on there. So as long as you
Holy
have
crap.
the guitar to connect to your computer,
Yeah.
you're good. You can play every single Guitar Hero song that you want, and more. Like there's fan made songs and things like that. So I just started playing again. And I was like, I'm doing it anyway,
Yeah.
so I might as well broadcast it and see what happens. You know. And it took me like maybe about a month and a half to get to the 50 followers.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask. How did
Yeah.
it start off for you? And like how did you feel like once you like first broadcasted like your first, because for me, I enjoy just making content. Like creating content for me is like super cool. Like the fact that like even my TikToks, man, like if I make a TikTok or go TikTok live, like the fact that I can make someone laugh or smile or them enjoy my stuff. And now that I'm doing YouTube and the podcast for a while, it's really cool. It makes me happy and it's like the rush of like I did this. Like this is mine. I created it.
Are you the type that like looks, oh, how many people have seen it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same.
But I can't. I don't like. Okay, so like the YouTube thing, like it's hard for me to like not look because I don't have the followers there yet.
But you also like it's there. Like you open up the video, it's right there.
Exactly.
This many views, you're like, oh, there's no way around it. You have to see.
Yeah. So I don't know if I lost any subscribers or followers or whatnot, but because like I said in the previous episodes, I lost all my episodes. 95 episodes gone, all erased, man. And so that's the thing that killed me, man. And I don't know because the number looks a little bit lower than what it used to be. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna do all this stuff. I'm gonna get back to it.
That's kind of weird though. I feel like that. Like I'm not the type that will once I'm subscribed to somebody, especially on YouTube. It's rare that I'll go and like unsubscribe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who's taking the time out of their day to go back? Let's see what they've done. Oh, they haven't done anything in a while. Let me answer.
I've done that.
Have you? Dude,
Well,
I don't.
It's because
I've
like
never done
there's some stuff that I would subscribe to like just to get like
a giveaway or something.
No, well, like just to see what they were talking. Like, okay, the Hodge twins. You don't know who the Hodge twins are? Okay, the Hodge twins. I used to watch their stuff all the time, like religiously.
Yeah.
But then they got real like political and everything, and like they're funny still. They're hilarious. But I was like, unsubscribe.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't care too much about all that stuff, and like channels that talk about like Marvel, DC, things like that, and then I kind of get annoyed. Like I just see like
you watch the real rejects or no?
The which one?
The real rejects, real REEL, like film reel.
No,
they do like all the previews and trailers that come out, and they break them down and tell you about all the Easter eggs.
Well, some stuff like that's what I used to watch, but then like I just get annoyed and like I'm the type of person if I see any notifications, I have to go through them.
Oh, okay.
So YouTube having
they pop up all
50 numbers, like it says 50, I'm like, no, I don't want them on. I got to take them off. So that's one of the reasons I kind of like unsubscribe from a lot of people. But for me, for my little podcast YouTube channel, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how come they're not subscribing?
Yeah. But I started the vlog, you know, on the truck.
Yeah, I saw your first episode. Yeah.
So I already got one with Jax. I'm editing the one with me and him that we went on the road, and I'm probably gonna start like a weight loss vlog coming soon because I gained a little bit of weight, man. This truck driver stuff, it's
all the time, man. I can imagine.
It's crazy. And then the times that I do want to work out and I stop, it's like 10, 1 in the morning, or it's raining at 5, and I'm like, well, there goes that, you know.
And then if you don't I feel like if you don't meal prep, I mean, you're just gonna eat out the whole time you're on the road. I'm
The-
sure, right?
It's cool though. At truck stops, they have salads.
Oh, okay.
They have
That's boring though. You know,
It is, dude.
It's
It
like
really is.
chicken and broccoli at least. You know, like
But I'll tell you what. Once I put it to my mind, and I did this when I first started. But it's because I was with somebody. I was a co-driver.
yeah,
So he was eating healthy, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat healthy too.
yeah.
Any burger spot, bro. Get yourself a lettuce wrap
Mm-hmm.
burger. Delicious.
I don't have that
Delicious.
self-control, man.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, I don't have that.
I don't have that.
I'm a
Like,
fat fuck,
if
dude.
and you know what? I think what it stems from is I grew up in I was a single mom, right?
Yeah.
And there's 4 of us, so like when we ate out, it was like a treat. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, because it's pricey.
And so now as an adult, you kind of have that money where you can just go out eat whenever you want,
You got
wherever you
adult
want.
money,
You're like,
yeah.
"Oh," so you go to Whataburger, and you're like, I don't want a lettuce wrap. I want a number 5 with grilled onions, sliced jalapenos.
That's
man.
exactly what I had last night. I had a number 5. Add an extra patty, please.
Oof. Yeah, man. I don't have that self-control, dude. I don't.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So I really enjoy making all the content, so I can understand how you feel when you do it. And like I didn't know much about streaming until I started seeing them watch like Kai Cenat and Jinxie
So it's
and
more IRL streamers, right?
yeah. So I don't understand like what's that guy's name? The skinny guy. I think he got banned recently. What's his name? The one that nobody likes? Neon. And Neon and Fauci, those guys, they stream IRL, but like they're walking around.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
crap,
so
man.
there's this organization that I follow called OTK,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of them are IRL streamers. They don't play very much games anymore. There's a couple, like the main guys that started it, they still play games, but they've been around since like
A long time?
2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Like they've been streaming a long time. But a lot of them just do IRL, so they have like backpacks and stuff, dude. So the backpacks have all the equipment in it.
Oh.
And it has like extra batteries. It has, the phone that is giving them the data to stream, out on, when they're out on the streets and stuff. And yeah, it's just like a streaming backpack. Like that's what it's for, So they just walk around with their cameras and that's how they do it. But then there's some that just have a gimbal, like they have the gimbal and the Osmo or whatever, and just with their phone, And so they use that phone to record themselves, and then they have like an extra phone to read chat. And they'll have like the little gadget to like hold the phone on their wrist so they can kind of just read it there.
Okay.
But, yeah, dude, a lot of people do IRL streaming.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
It's crazy, man. So I never knew what that was, and then TikTok brought it to my attention with Sketch and Jinxie and all that stuff. And bro, I'm Sketch is.
But they actually still play games though.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
They don't do a whole lot of IRL.
I mean, they jump on other people's IRL,
That's true,
or
they
they have done their own stuff, but like. I know Jinxie and Sketch are video game players. And Queso, hilarious. Those 3 guys, me and Jeremiah will sit down, and Jax too, we'll watch like their YouTube clips and die laughing because their reactions are hilarious. That's what gets me with Sketch. Like, he's funny in his shit talking. And he's hilarious. So, like, seeing all of that, man, like, I didn't know it was that, like, deep money-wise.
Oh, dude, they make a ton.
A lot, man.
Since I've been streaming, I've probably made like $400.
Hey,
you know what I mean? But
$400 you didn't have.
Like I said, I'm doing it anyway.
Exactly.
Like I'm playing anyway, and it's not like every time I play I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Like last night I got home pretty late. I was with my wife. We went to go like a little pop-up market or whatever, and I didn't get on. I mean, I didn't get to my computer till like 1:00, right?
Oh, okay.
And I started playing a game, and I'm like, I don't want to stream this. Like,
Yeah.
it's 1:00. I'm
It's just
zero
you.
energy.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to play a game, chill, relax, play the game. And so I did. And I played till 2:15. But I feel like when I get on around 9:30, 10, I still have energy. My girls are in bed. Like, my wife's asleep. I'm on the opposite side of the house. Like, I'm gonna stream, and I just, every now and then I'll go to TikTok because I just got access to TikTok Live. Or I'll go to
okay.
I'll go to Twitch and I'll stream on there, right?
Yeah.
The TikTok I haven't really messed around with like the scenes and the transitions and stuff too much, but my Streamlabs, my Twitch one is all set up. So I have all my transitions on there.
Okay.
I have all my soundboards and everything. I have you can type in certain things and like a little clip of a movie will pop up or whatever.
All right.
And so all that's set up on there already. But the TikTok I'm still kind of like, so I know that there's, because you use OBS, I know that there's a way to you can mirror what's showing on your OBS
Yes.
as a scene.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can stream on Twitch and on TikTok Live using the mirrored
Oh.
stream for your
okay.
TikTok. Because technically you can't use the same camera on both platforms at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So, but since you're mirroring the OBS one, you can use that mirror on your Twitch. On your
Oh,
TikTok to
Okay.
stream on there at the same time. So I've been wanting to, but I know it's going to take a long time. I want to transition from Streamlabs to OBS just so I'm able to do that. Because right now I can only stream on one at a time.
Oh,
right?
I see.
But if I go to OBS, I can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
But
be cool.
what I've noticed about TikTok, and I'm sure you've noticed it when you post it, a lot of your views come within the first
Yeah.
like 10, 15 minutes.
Real quick.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's the same when you go live. And so for me, when I stream, sometimes I'm streaming for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, right? But a lot of the views on TikTok only come within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that, 1, 2, 3 viewers that stay in there,
Yeah.
which a lot of the times with TikTok, that doesn't happen. It's just like
They're in and out.
you're
in and
just
out.
doom
Yeah.
scrolling, right?
Yeah.
It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a community on there yet. So
Okay.
it's hard to just say like, oh, I'm gonna stream on TikTok because for me it just doesn't.
See, what I figured out with TikTok, and when I first started, this is how I got my first 1,000 followers. Is that I would jump onto people's TikTok lives,
Okay.
and I would like see like, oh shit, they have like 5,000 people, and I'd see if they interact. And once they interact, I'd be cool with them. I'd be friends, and I'd message them and talk to them and tell them what the game plan was. Like, hey, I do want to go live, and I want to do this. And then they'd be like, all right, we'll help you. Like, we'll shout you out. We'll do all of this stuff.
Nice.
So then I'd get my followers, and at the same time, I was doing TikToks.
Yeah.
So my TikToks were getting, blowing up because I was wearing the FedEx uniform, doing it in the truck, like they were blowing up. You know what I mean? And so once that's how I see it, is that you need to make friends or like just communicate with certain people.
Yeah.
And then that way they can throw you out there. And then they'll be like, hey man, just thank y'all for joining on, and make sure you follow Drizzle531. And then boom, they'll check you out. And then you'll get a follow. And once you start going live, dude, last night for like 30 minutes straight, I had about 120 people.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I've never had this many people. I was like, yo, that's crazy. And I was just standing over there. They saw me eat my burger. I was drinking my drinks. Yeah, I was drinking my drinks. We were playing music off of the TV. And kind of what I did is how I got them to like give me more likes is that I was like, if y'all get me to 50,000 likes, I'll take a shot of tequila. And they're like, oh, we're going to do it.
That's always a thing. Yeah.
And then it was like, another shot, we'll get you to 80,000. I was like, bet, fucking do it. And they got me to 103,000.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
and I was
That's
like,
really good.
holy crap. And it's changed so much that I didn't know like what the likes were for. Like I just thought it was like your liking, right? But like the likes have a lot to do with you
popping up on the For Yous. And
yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
people were like, why do you keep popping up on my For You page? And and I'm like, I don't know. Like, just keep fucking liking. Like, attack the fucking screen. Like, tap, 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 tap.
Yeah.
And so it gives you more traffic. So it throws you out in the FYP, and it suggests you to more people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool, and it's just a little game that you got to figure out with TikTok, and it works, dude.
Yeah.
It's a network type of deal, man, and like this with this cap. This cap I got it from the buddy.
Yeah, my cousin buys caps from there too.
Oh, okay. So I found him on Instagram and on Facebook, and I've been following him for like a year, 2 years already.
And you finally stopped.
Yes, and I had seen it when I was driving one time, and when I went to the Luke Combs concert, I was like, it's right here. I was like, I need to get me some caps.
I tell my cousin all the time, and he buys from there all the time. Dude, buy me one too. I was like, I like caps, man.
Yeah, man. So I stopped there, talked to him, mentioned that I had a podcast, and I have a good following on TikTok, and we've stayed in contact. And
he gave you that code, right?
Yeah, we worked out a promo code,
nice.
man. So it's really fucking cool. I'm excited. So I tell everybody, man, if y'all like the hats on my TikTok live, I get people to buy them off of my TikTok live.
Yeah.
I was like, if you like the hats, go visit joeshatco.com and use promo code FRED, F-R-E-D. You get 5% off on everything on the store with a $35 minimum purchase, and you get free shipping. You can't beat that.
Yeah,
Free shipping is the best part.
Yeah.
and then a little 5% off is dope.
Because he's kind of in the middle of nowhere, isn't he?
George West, dude.
Yeah.
As soon as you pass the Tex Best,
And he's from there?
yeah, he's from George
Oh,
West.
okay.
So when you pass the little Tex Best and the Dairy Queen,
Yeah,
you get to the first light, and it's in the second light, right
the
where
left.
the tire shop is.
on the left hand side.
On the
right?
left-hand side, yeah.
I feel like I've seen it a couple times, but I've never stopped.
Yeah, you
but
should,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's really cool. He has dude. I've already spent like I don't know. I got like 6 caps already. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like,
What was
dude,
it range, like $30-$40?
yeah. So they're cool, man. And that's like the thing. Like I networked with him because I met him and I followed him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I met him in person.
Mhm.
And then just the whole talking about like, oh, I do podcasts and I have
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
TikToks. I have so many followers on
No,
TikTok.
I mean, like you said,
It works.
it's all about networking, man.
Yeah.
You get your name out there.
Mhm.
I mean, not only for you, for them. You know, like you're crossing.
You push each other's.
You're crossing followers,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, you know, like maybe one of my followers would have never heard of you
yeah,
before
exactly.
until I came on here,
Yeah.
vice versa, right?
Mhm.
So that's the way it works, dude. But it's hard, you know. It's hard to get out there. Especially for me, man. I got 2 girls. They're still little. You know, like, there's only so much I can do, right? There's
Yeah.
only so many places I can go. You know, I gotta,
Mhm.
I gotta. I'm the type like I won't start playing until they're asleep.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not gonna spend time doing something that I want to do
While they're
right,
awake.
While they're awake, you know, I
Yeah.
want to be with them. I want to spend time with
Of
them,
course,
right?
of course.
And because they're still little, right?
Yeah.
Like your boys are already they're a lot older than mine.
Yeah.
Right? They do their own thing. They probably don't even want to spend time with you anymore, right? So it's different, right?
Yeah.
My little one's so attached to me, dude. So I feel bad, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go, you know, play a game and I'm in there for 2 hours and I'm like, oh,
Well-
don't bother me. I'm in here streaming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't come in here, you know. So, you know, I try to wait till they're asleep, man. But yeah, going back to TikTok, I had downloaded the app, you know, a year and a half ago or so. You know, I didn't post very much on there. I didn't really know what to post, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember once I was in Disneyland in California,
Uh-huh.
and we had bought some tickets to this Eat with Princess breakfast thing.
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like eating, you know, whatever. And I'm like, you turn to my wife because my wife takes care of all the plans, right? She's the
Okay.
one that does everything. I go, how much was this breakfast? And she's like, you don't want to know. I was like, how much was this breakfast? She's like, it's $200 for each of us. I was like, what? You paid $800 for this breakfast? You paid $800? And I was freaking out, dude, because again, I don't come from that type of like,
You were like,
yeah, for sure, dude. I don't come from spending that much. Like,
Yeah, that's a
from
lot.
A family that spends
That's
that
a
much
lot.
money, right? And so, and you know, it's not like that we don't have it, right? It's just it was surprising. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so I had seen this guy on Instagram and TikTok, and he talks about like he would make like reels where like, I do this for my girls so your dusty ass son doesn't try to come over here and impress them with this or that, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm gonna make one of those, right? So I told my wife, I was like, record me real quick, just, you know, interacting with the girls. And so I'm like there, like serving them the little like desserts and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
She's
yeah.
recording me, and I put on the caption or over the video. It said, buying my girls a princess breakfast at Disney so your dusty ass son doesn't impress them with Golden Corral, right, dude? And then like whatever, I posted it, got off. We're walking around downtown Disney or whatever, and I'm getting alerts, right? I'm like, what the hell? I look at my TikTok, dude. It was already at like 1 million views.
Holy shit.
Like over 100,000 likes,
Whoa.
over like 600 comments in like an hour, dude. I'm like,
Bro.
what is going on? And at this point, I wasn't like, I didn't know how it worked, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Had I gone back, I would have like just sent out more and more
Yeah,
and more
yeah,
because
yeah.
people are already looking at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I regret not, but I didn't know, dude.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't
your
know how it
profile was
worked.
hot at that moment.
And I still get likes and comments on that video to this date. And it's been, I don't know, like a year and a half already. It's currently at 203,000 likes, right? 4,000 bookmarks. I have
Damn.
2.7 million views on that one, right?
Holy crap.
And like, how many likes did I say? 203,000 likes My whole TikTok only has 208,000.
Oh,
So like
shit.
from all my other ones, I've only got 5,000, but that one alone got
That's
so
crazy.
much traction, dude. It was
See,
crazy.
I don't think I've gotten like the millions or anything like that. I've had like 700,000, 800,000.
Dude, I was freaking out.
It's
man.
crazy,
I was
man.
freaking out.
It's wild because like when I would post a TikTok, it was they'd be hit and miss. You know what I mean? I'd have one that would be like, dun, 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 dun.
And it's the weirdest the stuff too. It's like
Yeah.
stuff that you don't think is gonna like
yeah, man.
do anything, and it does well
like
for some reason.
I know you know the show All That, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I remember your TikTok. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
one of my favorite TikToks I ever fucking filmed because it took time and I had fun doing it, and I was like, bro, people are gonna love this because it's a throwback.
And
It's
they didn't do shit.
no,
You know why though?
why?
Because those people are on TikTok. It's a younger generation.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. It's a
exactly.
younger
Yeah.
generation.
And then I was like, I thought about it. I was like, I should take it off and repost it when the Quiet on Set came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And I was like, those poor people.
And then I
it's
feel like
crazy.
sometimes I feel like I've tried doing that before, and it tells you like it gives you like a notification like it's too similar to one you've posted before or something like that.
What's crazy is I got one that it says it's unoriginal and
That's the one.
yeah, it's unoriginal and what was it? Something about like a filtered sticker or something like that, like a
yeah.
watermark or something.
I think when you use like CapCut and things like that, where you're using like a meme and
Yeah.
you're just filming something over it,
Mhm.
right? I think that's when you get some of those notifications.
Yeah.
A lot of people use them. You know, it's the same.
And
like,
what I had did, it was a little TikTok video of me and the boys, like them being babies to grown up now and all that stuff. And it said, yeah, you're what did it say? What's the hardest part about being a parent? And then what's the best part about being a parent? And it says watching my kids grow up. What's the hardest part about being a parent? It's watching my kids grow up.
Yeah.
And it's pictures of them as babies
Yeah,
to
yeah.
kids and to right now like working and playing football and other stuff.
You
And-
got to do one of those. And here it goes. I'm just a kid.
I did.
Like, you did one of
Yeah,
those
we
when they
did
were
one of
little,
those.
and then they come.
Yeah,
That's
it's
badass.
funny because
I don't think I've seen that one.
I carried.
Jax,
I was like, Jax, jump on here, man. It's funny.
he's bigger than this guy is already. I
Dude,
feel.
he's up to my I don't know, his eyes are like up to my mouth or my nose already, dude. He's
He's
big.
a big boy too, though.
He's gotten skinny though.
Oh, has
like
he?
he's slimmed out, but he's thick.
He's always had like those wide shoulders though too,
Man,
right?
I tell him, I was like, man, please don't.
What grade is he in now?
7th.
7th grade.
I tell him
Yeah,
like,
Longoria?
no, he's in Westico with his mom.
Okay.
So I tell him like, please, whatever you do, if you get into a fight, like him too, man. I tell him too, like, pull back.
Yeah.
Pull back your punches, man, because you guys are strong, dude. And like, I've taught them how to protect themselves, man. So, you know, they know how to jab. They know how to, 1-2, get out of the situation, stick and move.
yeah.
And I'm like, man, please.
I don't have to deal with any of that,
Yeah.
thankfully.
You're gonna have all the cheese, man. That's what you're gonna have.
Dude, my girls do say, they'll say every now and then, my body, my choice. I'm like, yep.
There you
that's
go.
Right. It is your choice.
Yeah, man. So I tell them all the time, like, just please be careful. Don't like go ham on people and break their face, because the last thing we need is a fucking, a hospital charge and a.
Excuse me, Mr. Davino, you gotta come to the school,
Exactly, man. So I'm like, yeah, y'all just be careful because he's strong, dude, and Jax is big and strong, and I'm just like, you're not even at your done of your growth spurt. You got more to grow. You're in 7th grade, bro. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And the boy eats and sleeps. So I'm like, this guy's just gonna keep on fucking.
Did you go to the gym this
stretching.
morning after all? No?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
My legs hurt,
Yeah, my
bro.
sleeping schedule's all jacked up.
My legs hurt, and that's because I have a floating bed frame.
Mhm.
So it's low to the ground. Like my bed's like about this high off the
So you gotta
ground.
squat to get in there.
Dude, when I got up earlier, I was
You
like,
just- You just free fall down there instead. So you don't have to bend your legs.
pretty much,
Yeah.
man. But so when it comes to the streaming and the video games, what's your favorite or your most go-to or like requested? Like, do you play games like if they request a video game, or is it's just like these are the games I play and that's it?
Yeah, I kind of just go with what I want to play. I've been not requested, but recommended. Like, oh, you should try this. And you should try this.
Okay.
And I do,
Yeah.
But I'm also like going back to single mom issues, right? I'm also very frugal. Like I don't want to spend money. You know?
I got
like,
you. I got
so
you.
like I pay for Game Pass on Xbox. I have the Xbox on the Xbox PC Game Pass on my computer, and so there's tons of free games on there.
Yeah.
But I find myself kind of gravitating towards the same games. So
Okay,
I play
okay.
Halo Infinite. I'll play Fortnite every now and then. I play the Clone Hero. I got real into Power Wash Simulator for a while. You're just like literally like power washing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. It's so fun, dude. And it's crazy. People will come in and watch you do that, dude.
Really?
And you're just changing the little nozzles and
It's like watching on TikTok where they're power washing the carpets.
Yeah.
Just-
Or I watch the guys who do the lawn mowing.
dude. Oh, that I think that's the adult in us, bro.
Yeah,
Because
wow,
I
that's a really
can
good lawn. Yeah.
I can watch those TikToks where they're just, and then I don't know what it is. I think it's just the sound of them when they speed it up.
Yeah.
And it's I'm like, oh my god, this is so satisfying, dude. This is like removing the plastic off of your TV or something. Like, it's so perfect. I don't know, it's crazy. That TikTok drives me insane.
Yeah, but so recommended games, I will play. If they recommend something and I like it, but. Requested, it's like, when I do Clone Hero, like I'll be like, hey, you want to hear a song? Give me a song and I'll play it for you.
Okay.
But no, not so much like a requested game and then I just change games out of nowhere.
So no like Mortal Kombat, no.
Nah, I never like I was saying earlier, I was never into the Call of Duty games. And I think one reason why I'm not into the fighting games is because I grew up with an older brother and he would always just kill me in those games.
Just
dude.
kick your ass.
And I'm like, why am I gonna play this game?
Yeah,
It's not fun for me. I'm just getting beat all the time. So I never got into them, dude. And like I remember back in the day, we rented the actual PlayStation console.
Okay.
Remember, you'd have to leave a deposit.
Yes.
And they give you like a briefcase with the PlayStation in there.
Yeah.
And it came with Tekken, the only game that was out at the time for the first PlayStation. And we'd rent it for like 3 days or whatever. And I would just get destroyed for those 3 days.
Really?
It's like, why am I even like playing this game? Yeah, and as a younger brother, right?
Yeah,
You're like, like throwing controllers and all mad, right? And so I never got into the fighting games. And fighting games, I do play a lot of first-person shooters, and I think because of Halo, right? But I'm real into like the simulation games right now. Like there was one called Raft. And so you start off like literally on a 4x4 piece of wood and you're in the middle of the ocean. That's how the game starts.
What?
And you're having to like pick up stuff that's floating in the ocean. And from that stuff, you can build things, right? So you build a paddle, you build a bigger raft, you build a hook to get stuff that's far away from you, right? And you just build up your raft. And then you're like getting to islands and stuff. And on the islands, you can find like more engine parts and things like that. And, and it's just like games like that for me, dude. When I just want to play games and not stream, those are the type of games I gravitate to.
Really?
Yeah, because I can just zone out, put some music on, and just play that. And that's what I'm doing right now with this game, My Time at Sandrock. I started it like 4 days ago, dude, and I'm probably like 26 hours into that game.
Damn.
I play at least 4 to 5 hours. Like to end my night, I'm playing like 3 hours of that game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when no stream. I'm not even like because I don't want to like entertain.
Okay,
you know
I
what I
got
mean?
you. It's just for you.
Because when you're on stream, you kind of have to be like on, like you're reading chat, you're making sure you're at least a little bit entertaining. Yeah, I just want to hang out.
Exactly.
Just play a game.
Yeah.
It's different when you're on camera, right?
Yeah.
You're on camera, and I don't know, but yeah, that's the game right now that I'm into. But Halo's my main for sure.
I remember playing Halo when it like first came out, and I sucked at it, and I said, "Fuck this game! I never want to play it."
And the reason I got into it is because my friends would get together and they'd have Madden tournaments. Right?
Oh, okay.
And so we'd have like 4 TVs, 4 Xboxes, right? And so the tournament would start right. And so when it would start getting to the playoffs, well, now only 2 TVs are being used, right? And I played Madden.
Yeah.
At that time, I didn't even watch football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when they would get to the finals and these 2 TVs were empty with these Xboxes, I'm like, what other games are over here, right? So I saw Halo there. I started playing it, the campaign. By the time they were done with their tournament, dude, I was like halfway through the campaign already.
No shit.
And I was like, I like this game. And so I went and bought it. And then we would start getting together. We'd have LAN parties before Xbox Live. So we'd have to have a router.
Yes.
Each Xbox is connected to the router. You're 16 people. You're playing split screen, right? 4 people on each Xbox. So you have like a little corner of the TV, right? And we would literally travel. Like we'd come to Edinburgh, and we lived, I grew up in Ecalchelsa, so we lived a little further away, right? But we'd travel the 30 minutes. We'd come meet some guys that we just happened to know played Halo, and we we'd go to their house and we'd set up and we'd play like our guys versus your guys. You know what I mean? And so we're having
Wow.
LAN parties. We have like blankets between the TVs so nobody can,
Yeah,
can screen
yeah.
watch and stuff. And so man, I've been playing Halos for so long, man. But I can tell it's one of those games that only people my age or a little younger are still playing.
Yeah.
Like you don't see kids
Go like, oh, let's play Halo.
playing these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
And I've had trouble recently with I teach 7th grade, right? So I've had trouble recently with my students
Really?
kind of catching drift that I'm on Twitch, right?
Mm.
And so they'll make little comments.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How is that going for you?
Yeah, so they'll make little comments and I'll kind of ignore it, but they'll be like, just trying to push my buttons. They'll be like, "Oh, have you ever heard of Halo?" And they're like talking to each other, right? They're talking kind of loud. They're like, "Nah, I don't play that game. It's for old people, all this stuff." And whatever, I ignore them, dude. No, I've had some students come in. I had to do a lot of banning. Some make
Really?
it very obvious.
Yeah.
Some make it not so obvious, but they're just there to troll. And even if they aren't my students, I'm gonna ban them anyway.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But I have older students too. I've had students from like 4 years ago that will find me. And
Okay.
that in that case, I'm like, whatever. You guys are in high school already.
Yeah,
Like,
it's different.
it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not your teacher. There's no conflict of interest,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Now you're like, I can talk shit.
well, not only that, but like if they're like subbing or if they're donating.
Oh, okay. I
know,
see. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't feel like, like if
Yeah.
they're in my class and they're subbing and they're
Yeah.
giving me gifts and things like that, I'm like, that's kind of weird,
That's
Because
different.
then somebody can come around and say like, well, you're passing him because he's,
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, some of my older students, I'll allow them to stay in there and they're pretty cool, but and it's also one of those things like you don't see a lot of younger kids too much on Twitch anymore. Like, not so much streaming, but like just in views. And if they
Yeah.
are, they're like Kaisana. They're like, they're
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
all
yeah.
those guys.
Yeah.
They're not watching me,
Yeah.
like a 38-year-old math teacher, right? So yeah, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. I've been kind of scared sometimes, like the first round of students that had found out about it, I was like, I'm gonna have to shut this thing down, man. I'm gonna have to like,
Shit.
there's no way I'm gonna be able to stay on here. Like,
You're gonna turn into like what's his name?
well, there's been people like I don't know if you've seen on like Twitter and stuff, but there's people that have gotten fired for streaming for live
Really?
streaming. Yeah,
That's
because they were a
crazy.
teacher, and it's one of those things, man. Society holds teachers at such a high standard,
Yeah.
and I don't understand why.
They-
Like there's a lot of things that we can't do because we're teachers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I understand some of it, right? There's some stuff that it makes sense. You're not gonna go do that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just online playing a video game. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of
That's crazy.
like
You're gonna have to be like Daft Punk or Marshmallow.
put a mask on,
Put a mask
or like
on
a-
and
or just not put my video on and just put like a voice filter.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, no, I like having the camera on because I feel like it.
Well, it's on. You're on.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's a whole another thing. Like let's do this. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
not only that, but I feel like when I'm on Twitch, I don't want to watch somebody just playing a game without their camera on.
Yeah.
Like I want to see reactions. I want to
Exactly.
see, I want to see them get mad. Like
Yeah.
things like that. I don't want to see just the gameplay. Like I can do that. Like I can play the game.
Yeah, like I remember when I first started doing podcasting, I didn't have this. I was just recording off of the Mac computer I had and a Yeti microphone that I would just connect in USB. And there were some people like I had met on TikTok and I would like Zoom call them. You know what I mean? Or it was
Yeah.
just over the phone that
Okay.
I'd connect to the laptop. And it's not the same, man. It's
Mhm.
not getting their facial expressions, their
Having
reactions.
them here in front of you.
Yeah, and so like doing this, like when I bought this and I started interviewing people in front of me, it's the coolest thing. Like I love it. Like you say some,
You get the interaction.
yeah, and then like
wow.
I love like people ask me like, well, what do you talk about on your podcast? Like, dude, it's just a free form conversation and interviews. There's sometimes
Yeah.
I do interview people, but they're like, well, what do you talk about? Like, what do you push? I was like, I have no agenda. It's legit, straight up freeform conversation.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if it's an
yeah.
interview of any sort, it's to ask them about their content, their product, their
Mhm.
business,
Yeah, yeah.
or what, like the DWI page that just came up, the Drive with Intelligence.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
It's a new business
Okay.
that it's kind of like Uber, but for drunks.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly what it's for.
Okay,
like
makes sense.
they'll pick you up and take you home.
They
or
have
like
like plastic on their seats and buckets in the
they
bag.
need all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
I hope
yeah.
they do. But I reached out to them because I'm like, that's cool. Like, I would like to try to be the first one to interview them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just the difference right there is trying to be the first one.
Yeah.
But like that's cool. Like seeing that, like I asked them about that. Like, hey, how did this come about?
Yeah,
And-
especially because if people hear about it and they're like, "Oh, I want to know more about this," or they search it,
Yeah.
your video might be the first one to
it'll pop up.
right?
Yeah.
that's
So
smart.
like my buddy Sean who does music, talk to him about his music and
Yeah.
people. I've had a friend of mine that I met on Instagram. She makes micheladas. Talk to her about that. How did
Yeah.
that come about? Oh well, COVID.
Mhm.
Started making micheladas and started selling them, and boom,
Yeah.
there it is. So when I talk about it on TikTok, people are like, "Oh, what do you talk about? And what is it about?" And it's nothing. It's about
Yeah.
nothing.
You just kinda-
And if it's me and my friends, like when I had them, the boys on,
you're just effing
we just
around.
shot the shit, bro. 40 minutes of just shooting the shit,
Yeah.
laughing, and
It's funny that you mentioned that because my wife was asking me yesterday. She's like, "What are y'all gonna talk about, or what?" It's like, well, I don't know. We're just gonna talk. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
There's no like. He didn't give me a set of questions to be ready to answer anything. I was like, we're just gonna talk. About whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, but I like that better than a structured like. Here, let me ask you this, and then ask you that. And like that's kind of boring to me.
there is a couple of people that I've asked, like, hey, what can't I ask? I'll just say that
That's true.
because I don't want to step on your toes, and then like we're 30 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, so what about this? And they're like, oh,
yeah, and then the rest of it's weird.
yeah, or they're like, hey, fuck, we didn't discuss this, or like you didn't send me this, and now I got to edit that part, and so
It's more work for
I'm
you.
always like, what can't I ask, or what are you not cool with me talking about? Like that way I can avoid all of that. And there's like maybe 3 or 4 times where I was like, look, these are some like the main questions I'm gonna ask you. Like, are you cool with this, or okay, never mind, I'll scratch this one out.
Yeah,
But-
especially if it's people you don't know.
Yeah,
That's a whole different scenario. Yeah.
yeah, and like the thing, there's different kind of podcasts, like episodes. I mean, like or interviews. There's times where I can have 5 questions and I'll get 2 questions out, and it's an hour.
Yeah.
I love those episodes.
yeah.
Those episodes are great because I'm like, hey, what's going on? Da, da, da. Introduce yourself, da, da, da. And that takes like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I get the first question out, and then it's like, boom, you
Another
do
20 minutes.
20 minutes, and then I say my part or my story, and then
Yeah.
it's like, well, fuck, I got like 3 more
Yeah,
questions, but we're at an
done,
hour, like we're
yeah.
done. Part 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
It happens, man.
those are cool, but then there's times where it's like, hey, so tell me what did you do?
You're pulling teeth.
Oh, and they're like, yes,
Ugh.
5 years.
Yeah. It could just be that.
Yesterday.
They're having a bad day. or
Yeah,
something.
I'm like, dude, come on, talk to me. Like,
You're on a podcast. That's the whole thing. You
give
gotta
me
talk.
more,
Yeah.
like lie or something. Like, I don't know, come up with a random ass story.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. I love it. And I did go through a little dark patch on the truck. Like, I was very depressed, like not doing anything. So the TikToks brought me back up, and then
Yeah.
that's when I was like, I'm starting the podcast again.
Yeah.
Like, I have to. Like, I miss it. It's fun.
And it gives you something, not just something to do, but something to look forward to.
Yeah.
It keeps you busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeps your mind busy for sure.
So what I did was the first ones I did 2, and then I did 2 more. So tomorrow, the one that's coming out, it's already scheduled. It's me and the boys. This one will come out in the following, and then I'm gonna do another one. So I already have another one set up.
Nice.
So
You're-
that's what I'm trying to be ahead of the game. So
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time I come home,
just in case something happens to
Yeah.
you, like you told me your tire blew out or whatever.
exactly, man. I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, damn.
You got to be prepared. You got to be ahead.
Yeah, and I was supposed to be here Friday to deliver on Friday at 5.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. It turned out to be Saturday morning, man. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
drove
dude,
me insane.
we had so my wife is trying to open up well, I guess not just my wife. We are trying to open up a bookstore here locally.
Okay.
And so we've been kind of working on that. We, buying shelves, buying books, all this stuff. And so we've just been doing like pop-ups, right?
Yeah.
And so she scheduled one for Thursday, scheduled one for Friday, scheduled one for Saturday. So when you messaged me, I was like, I'm gonna be busy, dude. And
Mhm.
so we were talking about yesterday morning or Saturday morning, and then all that stuff happened with you, and then you told me Sunday, so I was like, yeah, I think I can make it Sunday. My girls stayed at my mother-in-law's last night, so
Uh-huh.
I didn't have to worry about I feel bad sometimes leaving them with my wife.
Yeah.
Both of them. So it was perfect, man. It was perfect that this popped up. But yeah, we're trying to open a bookstore. Our website's launching actually.
Nice.
I don't know when it's gonna be for sure launched by the time this comes out, but it's booke like BOOKE.store. And so
Okay.
we're just trying to get more books out there and eventually get like a brick and mortar actual physical building
All right.
bookstore going, because I feel like, I don't know, like Barnes and Noble is the only bookstore we have here in the Valley.
Literally, yeah.
And it's expensive.
It is.
Dude. It's very, like, if you compare it to Amazon prices, at
Yeah.
least, right? Because Amazon takes over everything. It's a lot more expensive than Amazon. Like, I've
Yeah.
been in there and looked at a book and said, I'm gonna buy this here. It's $10 cheaper on Amazon.
Yeah,
like, why am
exactly.
I can wait the 2 days,
Are
And
you-
so we're our prices are pretty good compared to Amazon. Like, we're right there around the same.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we're hopefully by next summer, man, we'll have that up, and if it does well, then maybe I don't have to teach anymore. I don't know, we'll see.
There you go, man. That's
the end
awesome.
goal, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm also getting my master's, so I don't know. Maybe I'll stay in education longer, but I'm second to the last class to get my master's in
Nice.
educational leadership, and so the next step would be like assistant principal and then principal. But
Okay.
that's a whole other
Yeah.
demon there, man.
Yeah, it's a whole nother
It's crazy.
can of
there.
worms right there.
That one might end the streaming for sure. If that's, I don't know if I could stream as a principal. That'd be kind of crazy.
Just end it and just do what I said. The Daft Punk
Yeah,
marshmallow
a
type
whole
of shit.
different name,
Instead of Drizzle, just Drazzle.
Drizzle Drazzle, yeah. Rizzle. Take the D out and just be Rizzle. The
Rizzle.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler. Man, that's okay. That's cool. Okay, you brought
What, the
these kids
terms?
and their lingo,
Dude, I know
bro.
them all, man. I know them all. I work with 7th graders, dude.
That's ridiculous.
I know them all. I'm like that. I don't know if you've seen that Instagram or that TikTok of the professor who has like a list.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
No, he's a professor. He has a list of like slang.
Uh-huh.
And so he'll like, when he hears a word, he'll stop everything and he'll open up the document, and that student's there telling him what it means. And so he's there like typing it out, but it's real like old person, dude. It's like, I can't give an example, but he's like defining it in like how it can be used and examples and things like that.
Yeah.
But just so he knows what the hell everybody's saying, dude.
I don't know. Like I just heard like I'm the Grizzly Bear. I was like,
Yeah.
what the? I mean,
The
I get
Wizard
it.
of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. And, like the one that drives me.
Skibbity Toilet.
That's the one that drives me
Skibbity
insane.
Fortnite.
Because it
Sigma.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Skibbity Toilet has no meaning
Yeah.
whatsoever.
It's just a YouTube. It's a YouTube.
It can be a
channel.
good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
The way they use it, they try to make it a term, and it's like
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You're saying nonsense. Like stop.
Yeah, my wife gets real mad. I'm like, we're just old. We're that old generation. You know what I mean? Like when we were coming up with words or when we were saying stuff, and our parents were like, "What are you saying?"
You see,
know?
but like,
Nah,
okay.
nah.
Hold on.
Don't
Wait.
say that. Don't say
No.
that. We are.
Yeah,
We're
no,
that
of
old.
course
Okay.
we're old, yes. But I will say this. Our stuff was way cooler.
I knew you were gonna say that. Dude, they think the same thing.
No, because it's nonsense. Our stuff was way cooler, and it had like meaning, like literal meaning. Like you can't be like, I mean, because dude,
it's different though now, dude. It's different because of all the technology,
technology,
that
yeah.
these kids have and all the social medias and stuff. It's totally different. You know, stuff catches that shouldn't catch. You know, because
it's ridiculous.
because
Man.
some kid who has millions of followers said it. Now everybody wants to say it. You know?
The one thing that drives me insane that I catch Jack saying or doing a lot is the rolling of the R's where there's no R's.
Like what? Give me an example.
Huh? I don't know. What do you mean? You see, it's difficult. I don't understand. Like they're like, oh my God.
I've never heard that. I don't know.
Yeah, like they roll R's where there's no R's.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they're like quarter of the day. What up, chat? What up, chat? And I'm like,
they're just rolling.
I'm
rolling
like,
letters.
stop with the rolling of the
Yeah.
R's, man. Like, Jesus, it drives me insane. I'm like, stop it. Like, jeez, it's horrible. It really, that one pisses me off the
Yeah,
most. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
just be quiet. Don't talk no more. And what I enjoy fucking with the kids so much. Like I'll be like, oh,
You'll
you're
start saying it?
Yeah, I'm like, you're freaking Sigma. I'm the alpha here. Like I am the Rizzler. Like I'm the Rizzly Bear.
Stop, Dad.
Yeah,
You're
they're like,
mercy.
Dad, oh, don't ever. Oh, and I'm like, type shit. They're like, that's not how you say type shit.
Big
I'm
back,
like,
big back.
so many things, bro. And I'm just like, y'all are ridiculous. It's like our slang meant what it meant.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
y'all slang means like so many different things that you use it in different ways that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like just stop. Just be cool the way we were.
Yeah. Yeah. Not gonna happen, man. Totally. I'm glad we kind of grew up in at least in that generation where we had the best of both worlds, you know?
But that's what I was gonna say. Our generation is like the best. Like honestly, like you gotta give it to us.
We
Like,
had that, you know, we grew up playing outside. And then we went through like middle school, high school, where internet was like blowing up.
we're the test dummies.
You know what I mean?
We're the test dummies for
social media.
for social media,
Yeah.
for cell phones.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
mean, dude, we had I don't know if you had one, but like I was able to get a sidekick and a two-way.
I had a
I was
sidekick. I was already out of high school though when I had sidekick.
okay. I was lucky enough to
A
get
little
a
older than you are, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
a little
I'm
bit,
older, yeah, I'm older.
I was lucky enough to get a fucking two-way, man. Like, but
Mhm.
this was like when two-ways were done.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because two-ways were expensive.
I had my first camera phone. I was a senior in high school.
Really?
Yeah, but it was the coolest thing. Dude. You get the picture. It had a little screen. It was a flip phone
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
right? But on the front of the flip, it had a little screen. So
Yes.
if people would call you, their picture would come out.
About rated.
Dude,
Dude,
so cool.
And these kids don't know about hanging up angry.
It's like 6 pixels.
6 pixels. Dude, these kids don't know about hanging
They
up
don't know
angry.
about
Just
hanging up
click.
angry. They don't know about putting people on three-way calls. They don't
Nope.
know about what was the other thing? T9.
Dude, man.
Dude, I was a master at T9, dude.
I
I'd be
got
driving like
I got into it too. I'd be in class like,
you didn't have to look down. You knew
Yeah,
where
no.
everything was.
or like if you didn't even use T9, like that's difficult. You didn't use T9. You kind of like 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 4 5 5 6 7 8. Like you're just going and going and going and going and going, and it's like, all right, I got it.
I got
Send. Dude, these kids don't know about that shit. Like,
They got it easy now, man.
yeah,
They
man.
can
Like,
talking to their phones now. It'll
well, if you
text it for
if you
them,
tell
man.
them to answer the phone with their hands,
They go like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
not like this.
Yeah.
If you give them a rotary phone, they're not gonna know what the fuck to do.
They don't see those phones anymore, man. My
Mm-mm.
girls, honestly, they still do because my wife, her office still has,
Okay,
the phones. But I mean, where will they see those phones?
Mhm.
Like, there's no house phones anymore.
Yeah.
Like at school, maybe, right? The teacher has
Yeah.
a phone there, but
See, like also like I've showed them pictures of like where I had my Bible, my CD Bible.
Mhm.
They don't know what CDs are, man. Like I think they know what
Yeah.
CDs are because of the DVDs.
the little
but-
case, yeah.
Cassettes, VHS tapes, they don't know.
I just saw a TikTok recently where they gave a kid they bought him an old. He wanted a car, so they bought him an old
I
car.
saw it where he's putting the
He's
cassette.
trying
He's
to
like,
put the-
how do I?
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do
Yeah.
it, and the mom just recording him, laughing at him.
Yeah.
Poor kid, man.
It's crazy, man. How it.
Different generations, man. It's different
So,
generations. And it's only gonna get even crazier.
What are we considered? Like I don't even know. Like to say like millennials,
millennials.
Because I saw a TikTok where the guy's like
X
we're
is before me, I think.
what he's saying we're what he's saying we're like a hybrid of the two because I was born in late 80s
yeah,
but
yeah.
a 90s baby.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm an 80s baby but a 90s baby, so like I was in the cusp of all of that. So
yeah.
like he's like you what he say? Oh man, I wish I could remember exactly what he
Mixture
said.
of the two.
But pretty much he's like you were able to watch the Saturday morning cartoons, but
Mhm.
you remember this, you remember Kelly Kapowski, and like, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
watched the end of it because your older brother sister was watching it. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't watch
you
that.
wouldn't be watching that shit. Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it's the same thing with your younger siblings though too. Like I watched a lot of stuff that like my younger siblings watched, and I was
uh-huh.
like, it's crazy though. There's a whole like probably 10 years of
The-
like cartoons
Uh-huh.
that I know nothing about.
Okay.
Because my younger siblings were already old enough to where they weren't watching cartoons, and then I didn't have kids till whatever.
Okay.
So there was no cartoons that I was watching. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So and like people will bring up, I've never even heard of that. Like, but then you mentioned like, for example, my niece would watch like Dora the Explorer. Right?
Okay.
And then my daughters would watch like I don't know, what do they watch? Like Daniel Tiger or something,
I have
right?
no idea what that is.
See, like, you don't know Daniel Tiger because your kids were already grown at
Yeah.
that point, right? It's the same thing with me. Like there's a whole 10-year span of like cartoons that I know nothing about. You know, like
Really?
you see merch and stuff about it.
Nothing.
I don't even know what it is, who it is, right? It's just crazy how that stuff happens, man. I don't know. It's weird.
It is, man. It really is crazy. But I mean, I'll say this. I think we are the best generation.
Mm-hmm.
We had all the coolest stuff.
We like to think so. We like to think
Well, I mean, these kids don't know nothing about outside.
yeah.
And then I think what has a lot to do with it is COVID. COVID really fucked them up.
Oh, dude, COVID was so
COVID
bad.
fucked up
as a teacher,
everything.
man. COVID was terrible, dude. Terrible.
Mhm.
I mean, we would have these classes online, right?
Yeah.
Through Zoom or whatever. I mean, through Google Meet. Cameras off, mics off.
Mhm.
I'm asking questions to blank screens.
Yep. Nothing.
Dude, it was bad. And then they came back. Their social skills are terrible.
Yup.
And they're still terrible. To this
Yup.
day, they're bad.
Yep. That's why
I'll still have kids come in with masks all year. All year they'll wear masks. And then I'll see them the next year without their mask. Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Like I
Yeah.
never even saw your face at all.
Yeah.
Their social skills though, it just went down the drain, man.
It's bad, man.
It's so
it's
bad.
it's horrible, and like I don't know, man.
And then their
I tell them
education.
go outside,
Yeah,
live outside. What? Go outside. What?
it's hot outside.
It's hot. Get man.
But drink water from the manguera.
Exactly. Yeah, man. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like our generation, we were able to. We drank from the manguera. We stayed out to the fucking the
Yeah.
lights came on and come inside. Porque si no,
We had
te van a-
slip and slides in the yard.
Yeah,
Who cares if the grass was hard? Man? Yeah,
dude. I
it's-
remember like my dad would get those big gray trash cans, the
Mhm.
ones from school.
Fill it up.
Yeah, that's what
That
our
was- that
swimming
was your
pool, bro.
swimming pool.
We
Yeah,
jump.
We did. I did that with my grandma would fill up the laundry baskets.
Oh yeah, I know.
The
I
big
did
old,
that too.
Big
I have
old
pictures
laundry
of that.
baskets, the hard plastic. ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. That was your swimming pool.
for
I
real.
just saw it. Speaking of TikTok, I just saw one the other day of a guy barbecuing, and he was sitting in one of those trash cans.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's like
He
flipping
just-
the meat. He gives a little piece to his dog, dude. He's
I've
chilling,
seen that.
chilling in the trash can.
Yeah,
I've
I've seen that
those
one
The
too.
tarp in the truck.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
It's just different, man. It's kind of weird because I feel like we have changed as well. I don't like going outside as much anymore.
Well,
I mean, like, I don't. I mean, I'm not a kid either, right? So the only time I'm outside is if I'm like doing yard work, or,
yeah.
you know,
And
having it.
that's what I was about to say. Like me, like I went from blue collar work to delivery driver to refineries and back
Yeah.
to blue collar work, and now I got my CDL and I'm a truck driver.
Yeah,
My CDL stands for can't do labor.
yeah.
I'm not going outside. I don't want to go outside. It's different.
Yeah.
And like I tell them, they're well, let's go outside with. Go with me. And like, why do I need to go with you, bro? Go play. Go hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Scrape
y'all are
your
old enough to
knee.
play with you.
Yeah,
by
go.
yourselves.
Yeah, like go outside. Like I bought y'all rollerblades. Go around.
I
Just
just
be,
bought myself some rollerblades too.
yeah, like just be careful. You know, be
Yeah.
smart. You know, right from wrong. You're not stupid.
Yeah,
Use your judgment and
It's just-
don't get
they were-
into a car with
I feel
somebody.
like they
Or,
were also raised differently though too, man. You hear about all these kids getting kidnapped and this and that, and
I'll say this. I've said this before. Is that we're hood kids raising suburban kids.
yeah,
But it's because we can raise them the way I guess you can say we wanted to be raised.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
we gave them too much of a way to get.
Yes.
And now we're kind of like, you little motherfuckers, like I didn't have that. Like, fuck
Yeah,
you
that is a
guys.
huge problem. My wife spoils my girls, man.
Yeah.
Spoils them. And then she knows it. And then she's like, yeah, this is my fault.
It-
They're the
at
way they
least-
are because of me.
At
I'm like,
least
"Yeah."
she can admit
I
it.
mean, it's not like I'm not either, you know, like I'm not saying no, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I could easily say no, they don't need that or whatever. And sometimes I do, right? But you know, it's just we're growing up differently, you know, like we're not in the same situations our parents were in when we were young.
Yeah.
You know, we have maybe a little bit more than they had, right?
Uh-huh.
So we can give to our kids what we didn't get to have, you know.
That and I'll say this because I have been looking for a local job. You know what I mean? And I found you know, like for a local job here, it was $26.85 hourly, which is great.
Yeah.
And I was like, Michael, because I've been doing what I'm doing, right? Like I get paid, you know, per load 24% off the top and whatnot. But it's like $26.85. Damn, that's really good. Oh shit. And then I did the math. And then I was like, taxes, and I was like, when the fuck did $26 equal this? Like,
yeah.
I was like, this isn't enough. And my pops is the one that's like, that's great. That's great money. I was like, Dad, $26 is not.
Yeah.
This is 2024,
Inflation.
man. We're not in the 90s where
Yeah.
$26 like, whoa, you're a millionaire. No.
Like, I can't buy a house for, $60,000 anymore.
No, man, that's what's wild, dude.
Yeah, I got lucky, man. We bought our house. When we bought our house, we paid $117,000 back in 2013.
Yeah,
You look at house prices now,
it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Like, our house already went up in value, like almost $100,000
Holy crap.
in the 11 years that we've been in there.
Yeah.
So that the market is
Damn,
wild right now.
It's been that long. I remember when you moved in there.
Yeah,
I remember I was
working. Yeah, we were working there already.
We were working there, and I remember it was your first year, no?
Yeah,
Because I remember
at that campus. Yeah,
at that campus, because I remember you're like, I gotta go because you were gonna go close or you're gonna go sign or something like that. You just left, and like I think we crossed paths, and you told me, and I was like, oh man, badass! Like,
yeah,
congrats, bro. That's awesome.
On the house, yeah, dude. Yeah, man, it's been that long.
That's
dude.
crazy.
I was there at that campus 6 or 7 years, and then I went to middle school. And the first year in the middle school is when COVID hit.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
dude,
So
yeah.
were you there when Key started in like
not when he was in.
I forgot. I don't remember
Not when he
you
was in
came
sixth grade. I think he was already in seventh. He was in seventh already when I started there. But I wasn't teaching seventh at the time. I was in intervention.
What about the elementary?
Oh, I was.
Yeah, you were his teacher.
his teacher,
but I'm
yeah.
saying, when did you start? Because
I started in
because I had him there since pre-K.
2012.
2012.
I don't know what grade he was in.
I don't remember.
Like second, first, probably.
Everything just went
yeah,
to me all.
I'm not doing that math.
Yeah.
I'm on summer mode, man. I'm not doing math right now.
Well, Drizzle, Mr. George, I thank you so much for joining, coming on here, man. We can do this again, or maybe next time I can go over and be your first guest on
there you go.
on a
dude.
stream.
I don't have nice mics like you do though, man. I'm gonna have to invest in some.
Hey, I told you where. I'm not gonna say it here, because they don't sponsor me. But if they sponsor me, I'll say it. Not yet. But yeah, dude, look into it, get them, and I'll vlog it, man. Like, I'll record it, and that way I can have content for it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be really cool, man. And I I appreciate you joining and coming on here in kind of short notice because plans got moved around.
It's all good, man.
But let the people know where they can find you, your content, and give them your handle and whatnot.
All right, so my handle is for Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch is Drizzle. Oh, and TikTok, Drizzle531. So Drizzle531 for everything across the board. Yeah. So you can follow on Twitch. It's free. Follows are free. On TikTok, follows are free, right? If you want to subscribe, if you have Amazon, you have a free subscription, Amazon Prime subscription. That'd be great, man. But yeah, I'm on there most nights, pretty much every night, honestly, especially in the summer. Around 9:30 or 10, I play for a few hours, and then I get off after that. But yeah, I'm there on Twitch, TikTok as well. I'm trying to do more lives on TikTok to gain a bigger following there.
Okay.
But yeah, man, go ahead and follow, man. I'll be there playing some Halo, probably.
Nice. All right, so everybody, you heard it here. Follow him on all streaming platforms and social media, Drizzle531. And you already know what's up with me. Make sure you go to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the streaming platforms, which is you got YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Pandora, all the good stuff. And then also, it's Fred's House Podcast. Fred's House Podcast on everything. And tell everybody about the podcast and the YouTube. Because word of mouth is the best. So tell your mom, your tia, your Sancha, your ex-wife. Tell everybody. If you see.
Tell Sanchito that it vino.
There you go. Tell everybody about the podcast, man. And until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side, guys.
Like and subscribe, guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. Thank you and good night.